it's so disappointing at the wasted potential.
Yeah. What would you like? I mean, do you feel like things can be turned around? What would you like to see? Like if you could change the way, I mean, God, it almost feels like too much because then you have to unravel like several movies, and it's tough because like we don't know how the movies could have gone. We just know how they went and what was disappointing about what we saw. But maybe, I don't know, would it take a new storyline, new characters, like a whole new series maybe to restore your faith, or you're just kind of like
in Star Wars or in
more so with Star Wars feels like a little bit tied up. I mean, unless like we see where like the Mandalorian goes, like the new season, I guess that's coming out. But do you feel like that can be continued on the Star Wars movies?
I mean, everyone that's working there needs to be let go before it can get
no big deal, just everyone. Yeah,
before it can get well, there's some people that are absolutely fantastic. I think the problem is the people that get to make decisions there, they all need to go bye-bye because they are not good at what they do. And so with these companies, and the reason why I say everybody that's there, so a lot of times when you have companies like Disney, is they will just contract out work. So, call up somebody, hey, I want you to work on this project. And, it's a freelance job. You do the project, you get paid. That way they don't have to pay any, insurance and stuff like that. So a lot of creative people that work on these movies or on these video games, they're all contracted out. So it's like, okay, I'm working on this project for this time, then I'm free time after that. So I'm talking about the main people that are in charge of story groups and lore experts, even though they don't know anything about Star Wars. They all need to go. And it needs to be people that actually care, that actually are knowledgeable about Star Wars, and that are actually good at telling stories, because special effects only take you so far. And I remember when we met on the Quarter stream, we both discovered we're Scorpios.
So yes! Oh my God, Scorpio sisters. Wait, what's your date?
I am at the end of October on a Halloween movie.
Okay. I'm a November Scorp. So
See, I never meet October. Everyone's always in November, so I was like, I just missed the cutoff for November. But so I don't know if you're like this, but I live for problem solving.
Yeah.
It's like solving a mystery for me. Mm-hmm. So when I'm presented with, okay, how do you fix Star Wars? I'm just like, all right, challenge accepted, kind of thing. So I remember when I tried to figure out a way to answer the problem with Rey on why she's a Mary Sue. This was before Rise of Skywalker came out. And I had this entire concept in my mind, and I made this like hour-long video, and I only sent it to 2 people because it wasn't like an edited video. It was just me and like stream of conscious. And so I sent it to 2 of my friends. And I mean, I thought it was a good idea on how to fix it and how to make other movies like Obi-Wan. And this was before Obi-Wan, the series was announced. And I was like, this is how you can answer certain questions with like an Obi-Wan Kenobi trilogy that it will lead into other movies. Because my thing is, if you're going to make something, obviously you want to make money too. That's a big thing. And you want to make money based on the storytelling being good, not because you're trying to sell merchandise. And so I'm like, if I could tell a compelling story that answers these questions, that also leads opportunity to other stories, then that's a way to keep this franchise alive. Because I don't know about you, but when I read books or I watch movies and the main character dies and then it's like, well, the story's over. I'm like, why do that? I want the story to continue because I like this stuff. So keep telling me the damn story. Like Lord of the Rings. What the hell happened to Frodo? I remember being a kid and I was so angry. I mean, I love the movie, but I was like, I want to see the next one. Where did Frodo and Gandalf and all of them go? I want to see the next movie when they get off on the other, the other land.
Yeah.
Before, I realized what actually happens. And so the way my mind works is like, I just want to keep answering those questions but do it in a way that's as cool and as awesome as possible. And so when I look at something like Star Wars, I'm like, challenge accepted. And I have a list of people that I know that would be good to help me, that are not only lore experts, but are good at X, Y, Z, and C things. So
Who like, could you name any of these people that like if you were in charge of hiring, like who you'd love to see working on like the future of Star Wars?
So I'm a big Quentin Tarantino fan.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That would be insane.
Yeah. Well, so he's a big Star Trek fan. And so there's audio where he's talking about how he would want to like make a Star Trek movie, but I'm like, okay, if you were, and I just said this on like a live stream, so this idea just popped in my head because somebody asked like who would direct a Star Wars movie, and I'm like, okay, have to be a rated R Star Wars movie. I know kids and whatnot, but
like they'll see it when they're older. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm like, my parents were cool and they would have just let me watch it, even, because I mean, I watched a lot of movies that I shouldn't have when I was a very small child, but I mean, it didn't really affect me because all the grown-up stuff kind of went over my head. But so I would have Quentin Tarantino directing a movie, have Samuel L. Jackson, and this is just an idea that popped into my head like 2 days ago. So there's probably a lot of plot holes as I pitch this idea to you. But so let's say Mace Windu had a twin brother who was not gifted in the Force in any way, right? And so that way Quentin Tarantino gets to work with Samuel L. Jackson and have Samuel L. Jackson not a Force user, but and he whole life had to know, yeah, my twin brother is like the main guy. He's the main Jedi. So when Order 66 went down, he finds out his brother died, and it's just like shitty. And so maybe if it's Quentin Tarantino, he's probably going to be a bounty hunter, a smuggler, something on that, and maybe dealing with the Hutt, something that Quentin Tarantino would be very, very good.
Have really great feet. Yeah.
And so my thing was like something would happen to where he gets, or he finds out that somebody has his brother's lightsaber, and it's like, okay, well, he always knew that like that was his brother and something. So it would be him getting the lightsaber, maybe trying to avenge him in some way. Again, very, very base concept idea, but I was like, it would be so great to have Quentin Tarantino and Samuel L. Jackson working together on a Star Wars movie. And that was my way of like how he would be able to fit in a post Order 66 world, and also the correct age that Samuel L. Jackson is now.
Okay. Yeah. So that sounds amazing. Yeah. It sounds like there is hope for redemption. It's just
not with the people that are working there now.
Yeah.
Because they're all idiots.
They're all idiots. I hope you're listening.